live. We are live. We've got some big news. We've got some couple of topics I want to touch on, of course, all Tesla related. And then later in this video, you could all ask some questions with regards to Tesla, with regards to some other companies as well. I know it's been a while since we did a live stream. So first of all, let me know if the sound is all right, if you can hear me correctly. I'll even try it myself. Okay, when the sound is fine. So with regards to Tesla, I'll first show you just a graph in the meantime when people will tune in. So we're now at $164. $164 is on daily. We've been there already in the past. Let me actually switch to the weekly a bit better. So it does seem like this area is an area of support-ish, has been also a support back in April and May of 2023. Right now, in the last couple of weeks, we've been trending around that same prices. We had issues going above the 20-day moving average. And of course, with the earnings report next week, that will be the catalyst for the stock. Either it moves up on some weird surprise, or it will probably go down quite hard. Where will it go down? Well, of course, everybody's looking at that $150 mark. Previously, and this was back in late 2022, when Elon was also selling billions and billions of dollars worth of shares to buy X, that added to the pressure here. So maybe, I don't know, maybe can we revisit that? I wouldn't mind, but we'll see. We'll have to wait a week or so. Overall, I'm way more interested in hearing about the business itself. Hopefully, the earnings call will not be a circus show and they'll actually answer our questions and not semi-answer and then completely talk about something else. So, yeah. Hello there. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, you can already put your questions in the chat. Maybe you write question beforehand so it's easier to find. But all right, let's talk and switch to the actual news here, which was this. So a memo came out, an email actually, from Elon basically saying, why don't I, voila, this. Over the years, we have grown rapidly with multiple factories scaling around the globe. With this rapid growth, there has been duplication of roles and job functions in certain areas. As we prepare the company for our next phase of growth, it is extremely important to look at every aspect of the company for cost reductions and increasing productivity. I think right now they're looking for cost reductions because they do know that there is some slowdown in the business, despite what some perma bulls might tell you. This layoff is, in my opinion, forced. Yes, there has been some layoffs in the past. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. As part of this effort, we have done a thorough review of the organization and made the difficult decision to reduce our headcount by more than 10% globally. There is nothing I hate more, but it must be done. This will enable us to be lean, innovative, and hungry for the next growth phase cycle. I would like to thank everyone who is departing Tesla for their hard work over the years. I'm deeply grateful for your many contributions to our mission, and we wish you well in your future opportunities. This is very difficult to say. It is very difficult to say goodbye. For those remaining, I would like to thank you in advance for the difficult job that remains ahead. We are developing some of the most revolutionary technologies in auto, energy, and AI. As we prepare the company for the next phase of growth, your resolve will make a huge difference in getting us there. Thanks, Elon. Talks a lot about the next phase of growth. Now, one big hitter that is going away is Ron Patel, and in my opinion, this is a big L. I don't know what's the reason behind it, etc., etc. We're going to read it here, but I liked Ron a lot because he was pretty, let's say, vocal on X, answering a lot of questions which we're not really used to with Tesla. We have a lot of questions, we don't really get a lot of answers, but hopefully whoever replaces him is going to be also quite active on X. So it says here, the past 8 years at Tesla have been filled with every emotion, but the feeling I have today is utmost gratitude. To our beloved customers and fans, I'm inspired by your passion and impact and on Tesla and the mission. To Elon Musk for giving me the chance and empowering me to lead big initiatives at the company. To the broader Tesla team, the never say die attitude and scrappiness is what makes the place special. He then talks a bit more about his particular job, the fact that he was also part of Barack Obama's campaign and administration, etc., etc. To which Elon Musk here says, "Thanks for everything you've done for Tesla, much appreciated." By the way, I think today is the first time in a long, long time where Rob Maurer from Tesla Daily has been active on X. Then another big hitter, Drew Baglino, SVP of Powertrain and Energy at Tesla. I made a difficult decision to move on from Tesla after 18 years yesterday. I'm so thankful to have worked with and learned from the countless incredibly talented people at Tesla over the years. I love tackling nearly, with a laughing emoji, every problem we solved as a team and feel gratified to have contributed to the mission of accelerating the transition to sustainable energy, a mission that I'm quite passionate about. Then we've got here Elon saying, "Thank you for everything you've done for Tesla. Few have contributed as much as you," which I believe Drew answers here. "Thank you for always pushing us to do our best work from first principles. It's the only way to unlock the art of the possible." Now, Farzad tweeted out some thoughts about the general departures of Baglino, Rohan Patel, and the 10% plus 10% layoff at Tesla. He says here something very, true. From a Tesla perspective, this is not the first time high-profile execs have left the company. Names here a couple of names. In almost all instances, Tesla has a history of bringing in new blood that is able to carry the momentum forward without a hitch. He continues by stating his opinion here, to which Elon responded, "About every 5 years, we need to reorganize and streamline the company for the next phase of growth." Again, talking about the next phase of growth here, which I did a little bit of digging. So in 2018, Tesla had 48,817 full-time employees. In 2019, 48,016, so a reduction here. In 2020, 70,757. 2021, 99,290 employees. By the way, there were some cuts here along the way as well. In 2022, 127,855. At the end of 2023, 140,473 employees worldwide. Tesla has regularly adjusted its workforce to align with its strategic goals and market conditions. We previously had around 2 to 10% reductions, despite the overall workforce growing, by the way. That said, Tesla today is in between two phases, and so the recent reduction is a forced one. No matter what people will try and tell me or spin it into a positive way, no, this is a forced one because, yes, there is a reduction in demand for EV, not just for Tesla, we've talked about that. BYD, Volkswagen, Mercedes, countless of other companies have seen some weakness with regards to EVs. So that's about it for my thoughts on what I wrote. Now I want to touch here a little bit on the, let's say, why this happened, right? Why executives are leaving, the timing of it, which is a bit strange in my opinion, right? You're in between two growth phases. It's a difficult time at Tesla right now. We've seen the production and delivery numbers, margins get hit, etc., etc. Why leave now? I don't know. Some people are saying, look, they got a great compensation package. Why not? Chill out, take your millions, and walk away. Could very well be. It's funny, I wrote, everybody gets a compensation package, but Elon Musk. Oh well. When do we buy Tesla stock again? That's a good question. Is when I win at Splendor. Maybe soon. Got here a question by Howard. What would be an ideal price for the new starter? Well, the lower the better, I would say. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball to say what the bottom will be, but the lower the better. Why did you add 5% in your portfolio? Good question. I just got home, I went to work and got stopped before clocking in. They laid off a lot of people in higher positions and I was top technician. I got snapped like Thanos in Marvel. Well, I'm very sorry to hear about that, Charlie, but at least you made a good joke here. Yes, did you, yeah, if you want, I think Holmars wrote about that, said something about that with regards to the Cybertruck halting deliveries. I don't think they halted production. I think they halted deliveries because of the issue with regards to the accelerator pedal. Let me, for a second, find that. But yeah, in the meantime, I mean, layoffs, yes, if we look at the tech sector, right, we've had tons and tons of layoffs. Market reacted positively. But again, these are SaaS companies. It's different with Tesla. Here, it's layoffs after we've known that there is some lack of demand, right? So it's not, oh, layoffs, and now suddenly we're going to see a huge positive hit on margins and earnings and stuff like that, just like we've seen with the other tech companies. No, I think it's much different here. But in the long run, maybe this will have a positive impact. But right now, like I said, I think this is a forced layoff because they know that the times right now are not the best. Let's say it that way. Where did he tweet about the Cybertruck? Just do a search real quick. I try and stay lighthearted, but this is devastating. I was about to sign up. Yeah, I mean, layoffs they suck, to be honest. No way around that. So I'm really sorry to hear that. Hopefully you got a good compensation package. Oh, here, got it. Let's see. Okay, so I tweeted out, I think this was, when was it? 2 days ago. Tesla has stopped all Cybertruck deliveries for 7 days due to an issue with the accelerator pedal. So yeah, these are deliveries. I believe there were some headlines that came out and said, oh, production has altered, etc., etc. But I do think it's just deliveries, which makes sense. Because if they know what the issue is, then they already probably adapt to the issue with regards to production. So there's no need to stop production for so long. But I mean, you never know. This is one of the articles that actually wrote deliveries. I think there is another one that says they halted production. But yeah, we'll see. I have so many questions that I hope they answer at least 50% of those in the earnings call. I mean, it's still quite interesting because we've talked about FSD, right? We've talked about the $99 per month. I showed you some calculations. I showed you that in the short term, I don't really see this changing Wall Street minds anytime soon because the number is not big enough to make any big impact in the business. So yeah, I really hope we get a lot of information with regards to the energy side of the energy side of the business, because I do think that's still one that is growing quite quickly, has higher margins, and then maybe Tesla wants to tell us how bad things are with regards to the automotive side of things. Remains to be seen. Just way too many things in recent weeks that don't make sense, and they should be communicated better, right? The Reuters article that came out, and then suddenly the announcement of the August 8th event just doesn't make much sense to me. And then a week after that, we've got FSD being reduced from $199 to $99 per month. Now this week we've got layoffs, and then next week we've got earnings report. It's just a crazy roller coaster of a ride. But Other than that, I really want them to answer a lot of questions during the earnings call with regards to the business, not with regards to what might happen 10, 20 years from now, or if Dojo is or is not $100 billion opportunity, and if the chance of it succeeding has now gone up by 0.1%. No. Talk to me about the energy side of the business. Talk to me about services. Talk to me about the automotive side. Do you see something in the near term changing? What about Model 2? What about Mexico, India, next Gigafactory that was already promised a long time ago? What's up with all of that? Talk to us, because we only get management 4 times a year, right? Other companies have analyst conferences where you can get more information in between the quarters. With Tesla, you're getting them 4 times a year. So I truly hope we're getting some answers next week, but we'll see. We'll see. And with regards to the higher ups being, let's say, replaced at Tesla, I don't know what might happen. I think Elon is getting a lot of power now inside of Tesla, since a lot of the senior execs have left the company or are leaving the company, not just right now, but in the past couple of years. Still waiting for his compensation package. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting year ahead for Tesla. Looks like they know Q1 is bad and cut losses by laying off. Yeah, but that doesn't change Q1 at all, right? Q1 is already over. It might change Q2, and even that, I don't think it changes Q2 by much. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they tell us in the earnings call. Because yeah, we all know by now that Q1 is not going to be great. It's just how bad the numbers will be. Can they recognize more FSD revenue to maybe make the hit seem a bit lower? Could be. Is the energy side of things so good that the hit is not that big? Could be as well. Regulatory credits can help. So yeah, we'll see. But overall, I don't really care what happens in Q1. We're looking to see what might happen in a couple of years' time. But as they say, they are in between phases. So now that we are in between phases, please provide us with a bit more information instead of just every week trying to be reactive on some news that comes out on X first, and then we suddenly hear something from Tesla. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We've known for actually since the start of this year that 2024 is not going to be a great year. So I don't know why people are so worried, right? The first Tesla weekly video I did was reset your expectations. And only in the last few weeks did we get analysts that react to the numbers accordingly, which was very strange. Because in Q1, they announced already that 2024 is not going to be a great year. Yet, analysts, Wall Street slept on that. And only now, when there is like connection, or I don't know. I think the stream lost connection, but we should be back or not. I don't know. Okay, we're back. As I was saying, are we back? Yeah. As I was saying, Couch, you sound worried. No, I'm not worried. I just sound the same thing as before. I just have questions, and every week I have more and more questions. So yeah, like I said, since the start of the year, if the stock goes lower, it goes lower. If the business deteriorates, then yes, in the short term, the stock should not be as high. We can be long-term investors, right? 5, 10, 15 years out. Wall Street doesn't care about us. Wall Street cares about 6 to 12 months. And if in the next 6 to 12 months, they are not getting what they want, then of course the stock gets hit. It's just logic, I guess. Since Tesla is your number one stock in the 100K portfolio, will you consider buying some hedges like SQQQ with the market jitters lately? No, I might just increase the cash position and see where we go from there. The same was happening at Airbus in 2022. They laid off many because their orders were bad. They hired some back last year with improved orders, thanks to Palantir, of course. No, but like I said, it's not the first time Tesla does layoffs. We've seen layoffs, I think, in 2022, 10% or so of salaried workers, that was. And then beforehand, between 2017 and 2019, approximately 2 to 3% as well. Of course, back then, the number of employees was much smaller. So the impact is smaller now that we are over 140,000 employees. If it's 10%, it's much bigger of an impact. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it's a forced one. So anyone that comes here and tries to spin it into something positive, I'll call BS. That's about it. Especially if you start comparing it to Meta or Google or all the other tech companies, it's a completely different scenario. Because as we've seen with Meta, the business has accelerated like that. If you think that Tesla's business will accelerate like that right now, you're not being realistic. But again, next week earnings call. Hopefully, we get more answers with regards to the energy side of things, for sure, because those are higher margins, should be better. I'm not even going to talk about the Ross Gerbers of the bunch. What else? If you've got more questions, let me know. The stock itself, it's to be honest, since a month ago, as you can see right here, with all the news that came out, you would have thought that the stock would have dropped much more, right? But we're right back where we were a month ago. So, yeah, interesting way of Wall Street trying to navigate this current situation with regards to this stock. Overall, over the long run, Tesla is still in a huge downtrend since October 2021. Got rejected back in July 2023, September 2023, and then at the end of 2023 as well. And since then, we've gone down under the 250 and 20-day moving averages. RSI on the weekly is low-ish, but not oversold. And I think even on the daily, we're not oversold either. So yeah, still some pain ahead or gains. Again, remains to be seen what happens next week. Will Palantir hit $20 and Tesla $150? I don't have them, but looking to buy at a lower price. We're all looking to buy at lower prices, to be honest. Palantir is at 22, also under the 50-day moving average. Interesting. Yeah, momentum is definitely not there right now. Especially now, under the 50. Let's see if it can recover throughout the week. The 200-day moving average sits at $18.72. Not saying we're going that low, but again, you never know. Of course, there's that huge gap here from the previous earnings report. Not all gaps get filled, but most of them do. But with the momentum that we've seen with AIP now, I don't really see how next quarter or the previous Q1 is bad. But yeah, maybe if it's weaker than expected or guidance is not as great as the market is expecting, maybe that's something that could impact the stock negatively, of course. NVIDIA stock splits, your thoughts? Have they announced a stock split, or are you expecting them to split? Because we already had a NVIDIA stock split, I think 2 years ago or something. Do I think they will split again? I don't think they have to. I don't think they have to. The stock was at 900 today when I last checked. No, it's at 879. Big deal. Which means it sits on the 20-day moving average. So, okay, let's see if that holds. Expectation? No, I don't think NVIDIA should do a stock split anytime soon. Maybe when it enters in the thousands or something like that, but right now, no. I mean, look at one of my favorites, Mercado Libre, 1,426. No stock split in sight, which interesting, becomes even closer and closer to my next buy zone. What do you think about the robo-taxi? Will that bounce back in earnings? Well, first of all, there is no robo-taxi, right? So no, that will not help earnings anytime soon. If you're talking about FSD, the recognition there, how will that impact Tesla? I talked about that in yesterday's videos in full. If you want to watch that, I highly suggest you do. Let's see. I don't know if you're seeing this, but I showed you this, changed the numbers a bit so you can see various scenarios. Again, it's in yesterday's video. If you missed that, I highly suggest you go watch it. Thoughts on AMD? It's falling fast. Well, if you haven't noticed, I think all semiconductors have seen some weakness recently. If we look at AMD specifically, yeah, it's down. I mean, last week I did a video. I showed you why. And now it's down a bit more. Again, there's also earnings for AMD. When is it? End of last week of April. We're getting closer and closer to being oversold here on the daily. The 200-day moving average sits at $143. Could be an interesting entry point if it ever reaches that. But yeah, like I said, if you look at Intel as well, some weakness. We've had here the foundry talk, how much money they're losing on that, plus the China announcements, which impact Intel and AMD as well. So yeah. Now I learned why you DCA into any company or make it 5 to 10% of your portfolio. I mean, you can DCA in any company in your portfolio and still make it 50, 60, 70, or just 2% of your portfolio. The percentage of your portfolio doesn't change how you DCA in. Does that make sense? Tesla is getting hit hard. Actually, it's not getting hit that hard, especially if you compare to the other stocks out there today, which have also been down. So now we're back to where we were a month ago. SoFi. What's with SoFi? Nothing much. Still over $7. So I we should take that as a positive. It's at $7.23. Again, same price we've been a month ago. So yeah, we'll have earnings at the end of the month. And then we're probably going to get the usual pop and drop. Do you think FSD and humanoid are projects that are actually coming out in the next couple of years? And do you think they will solve Elon 25% voting and develop AI inside? Well, first of all, let's start with the last part. They are developing AI stuff inside of Tesla, no matter what Elon's voting thing is. Currently, they're working on the robot. They're working on FSD, and that's inside of Tesla, so it doesn't change much. When will the new compensation package happen? No clue. No clue. I still think they have to solve the case in Delaware. So we'll see with that. Humanoid robots, revenue and earnings. I don't expect anything for at least a couple of years. FSD, we already have now FSD revenue, which they recognize whenever they want, not whenever they want, but whenever they choose to recognize. Will that be a bigger impact in the future now that it's $99 per month? We had free trials. Maybe. But remember, $99 per month is way less than $12,000 of an instant buy. So we'll see. I fully expect the following sentence in the earnings call. We have seen a rise in take rate of FSD since we started free trials and lowered the subscription per month to $99 per month. Fully expect that sentence to be mentioned during the call. Will you cover Netflix and ASML and TSMC? Yes, I will cover all of those whenever they come out. I believe Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. One is before the market opens, and then of course Netflix is after the market opens. So of course we shall not pass. We shall cover that on the channel. As always, we cover most of the company's earnings on the channel directly when they come out. It's not a live stream because I transformed that video to put into an article, so it can't be a live stream. But yeah, should be a fun earnings season. Fully expect big tech to report quite strong numbers. And then there will be some questions with regards to the semiconductor companies, of course, Tesla, Apple as well. I believe Apple probably is going to have quite an important earnings report. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So yeah, overall, if you've got more questions with regards to Tesla or something else, let me know now, or I cut this live stream short. I know I promised you more live streams, but I've been a bit busy. So yeah, a word on Tesla, on PayPal, on Tesla. A word on PayPal. What do you want me to say on PayPal? If it's this. Stock has done quite okay, no? Since March. We are holding up above the $60 mark. I fully expect the earnings report to be quite okay with a better than expected guidance. That's just my prediction. Can be completely wrong, of course, but I do think that we're going to see some improvements in the business. It's not going to be solved, but I do still think we're going to see some improvement in this quarter, and then guidance should be better than the one they gave us 3 months ago. So yeah, currently this is PayPal 200-day moving average at $63.77. So everything here is quite close. Plus, I'm interested to hear how many shares they bought back this quarter. If it's the usual $1 billion or so, or if they actually put in way more than that. So yeah, those are the words on PayPal. Why did you sell Apple? I only sold part of Apple, didn't sell all Apple. I only sold part of Apple. Like I said from the start, this is a semi-cash position, meaning I could have never bought Apple and just leave it on cash, or buy Apple, get the effect of Apple's dividend buybacks, positive impact on the stock. Plus, there was a lot of negative sentiment around the company. So yeah, took that small opportunity, but I still have that position. So yeah. Actually, let's see. Apple. Yeah, so last week it did try and got rejected at the 200-day moving average. Now we're back under the 50-day one. But with Apple, yeah, it's going to be interesting to hear the comments about the iPhone, demand for iPhone devices. Probably services are doing quite okay, but yeah, Still, I think in June or July they have their event, which I fully expect them to announce the next suite of AI products for them, which should be a positive effect for the next refresh cycle. Should I say upgrade cycle? So yeah, basically that's this for me right now with regards to Tesla. Again, we do Tesla weekly videos. If you missed that, it's going to be in the top right corner after I finish the live stream. And yesterday we've talked about the impact of FSD plus the 100K portfolio. The videos are available on the channel. Invested in NEO? No, I'm not invested in NEO. I will not invest in NEO. So yeah, that's about it for this short live stream. Hopefully I'll see you soon. And yeah, have a good day.